There's my 5 members. Who's been in this situation before? Maybe you're going north on vacation, or commuting to work, or just commuting through a big city. Can be really frustrating, right? You don't know how long it's going to last. Could be a few minutes, could be a few hours. That's basically what many commuters in our big cities are faced with every day, right? Every day they work anyway, just trying to go to work. It doesn't matter how many lanes of freeway you add, it's never enough, right? Well, there's finally a solution to this. My name's Jason, and I want to share my excitement about autonomous vehicles with you today. But first, let's talk about some of the problems with human-driven cars. You can tell me one of the major problems with human-driven cars. Drivers? What about
like the way of how they drive. Some drive rashly, some drive slowly.
Yeah, and that causes traffic congestion, gawkers, rubbernecking in the freeway after an accident. Turns out 38 hours are spent every year by the average American just waiting in traffic, just sitting in traffic. That's almost 40 hours, and many Americans only get 1 week vacation a year, right? So if you can give them back those 38 hours, you just doubled their vacation time. Autonomous vehicles will solve this problem because they will wirelessly communicate with a database of traffic. All right, we already have that technology, but how often do we check? Do we get caught off guard by traffic jams? Because once you approach the traffic jam, it's too late. You can't go around it. You can, but not legally, right? Traffic congestion also adds stress to the commute, which increases the risk of an accident and furthering the situation, the problem. Another problem with current human driving situation. This is a footprint of U.S. cities that's composed of parking lots and roads. And if you look at LA, it's almost 60%. I don't know about you, but I don't like looking at pavement and concrete. If I could look at a park or a building or something else. Detroit and Minneapolis are about 50% land composed of roads and parking spaces, and Dallas, Chicago, Nashville are about 40%. Autonomous vehicles will solve this problem, or will bring these numbers down a lot by basically driving themselves home after dropping you off at work or to some off-site location, freeing up that valuable real estate for other uses. Ride sharing will also be made possible by apps that communicate wirelessly with a network of autonomous vehicles in every city. So you'll have wireless taxis that will bring down the number of cars on the road, also freeing up our traffic situation. Different sized autonomous vehicles will be used, given the specific need. Smaller, shorter distances will have much smaller, compact cars like the Nissan Leaf or Prius. The greater distances, you'll have a bigger vehicle. Another problem, major problem with human-driven cars is that 30 to 40,000 people die every year on American roads and freeways. Now Google says we can drop that down by 90%. So that's significant lives saved. How do they do that? Well, most accidents are caused by human error, right? And take the human factor out. Autonomous vehicles will communicate their intentions wirelessly with all the cars around them. So even if a car loses control, they'll tell all the other cars around it, hey, lost control, and give them some space. Or alert them of other hazards. Lastly, I don't know what side of the fence you're on with climate control, but fossil fuel consumption will go down with the advent of autonomous vehicles because they drive more efficiently. Because they know when lights are going to turn red, They keep better stopping distances between the cars in front of them. It's imperative that we embrace this technology as soon as possible. I mean, our cities depend on it just to function. Now, the good news is these cars will be available to the mass public very soon. 7 years. Nissan promises 7 years. Tesla and Cadillac promised to have what's called Super Cruise. Even before that, Super Cruise is autonomy on the freeways. The driver will still have to be behind the wheel, but you can take your attention off the road. Your hands off the steering wheel, and you put off the pedal. Basically keeps the car between the lines and prevents it from hitting the car in front of you. It still maintains your speed. So that'll be cool. We already have self-parking cars, right? Lexus and Mercedes. If you pay the extra $5 grand or $6 grand, they'll park for you. So evidence is clear, right? Fully autonomous, fully functioning vehicles just around the corner. Problem is they're only legal currently in 4 states: New York, Texas, Nevada, California. So we need to do everything we can to encourage legislators to allow this technology to move forward without obstacles. Why? Because inventions as big as this one cause a permanent upward shift in the business cycle, just like we saw with the invention of the microprocessor, the steam engine, years ago. And I believe the same upward shift in our GDP growth will become evident with autonomous vehicles. And this type of shift increases our standard of living, quality of life substantially. Any questions? The audience is still here.